The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, TFNN. Welcome to the March 19th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one, because the easiest way, or I should say, this is simply the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss back at us. Today, you and I, we're going to check out the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 8 o'clock in the morning. That's right. If you're listening at 1 o'clock, you're listening to an archive show. Today, probably today, tomorrow, probably the rest of the week, I may be doing the morning, the 8 to 9 o'clock show out there. So let's go ahead and let's go get to it, so to speak. Right now, we've got the Dow equity futures. And I'll make this pertinent. So if you're listening at 1 o'clock, continue to listen. I'll make this pertinent to this afternoon, so you know what levels to be looking at out there. That's the beauty of it. But right now, we've got the Dow equity futures contract. It's trading up 97 points, about 0.4% to the upside. The S&P is up nearly 10 points. The same thing percentage-wise. So percentage-wise, it's the Russell 2000 that's leading the charge. That's up 0.4%. That's 6.5 points. NASDAQ up 28. U.S. dollar index back 17 pennies right now, trade out 95.81. I'd say the currencies are relatively mild. Well, the South African rand has the biggest move, about 0.6% as we speak. Gold is up $7. Silver's up 8 pennies. Light sweet crude is up 37 cents out there. If we take a quick peek across the globe out here, overnight trading, Asia, we had the Shanghai and the Nikkei were off just slightly. Nothing more than 0.2% out there. And to the upside, you had the Hang Seng. That was up 0.2% or $57. Over in Europe, you've got the DAX trading up 122 points, a little over 1%. And you've got the FTSE up 0.5% or 37 point-a-roonies. Of course, I want to hear from you. So the easiest way to do that, you can give me a call if you happen to be listening live, 877-927-6648. Of course, if you don't want to call, you can't call, you can always let those fingers do the walking. Shoot me a quick email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, just put radio show question, of course, in the Tiger's Den. Any ping will do. So let's go take a look at, so what does this mean with the equity futures contracts trading higher? What's that mean, and what levels are we watching? So let's begin by taking a look at the actual June contract. So if you're watching this on TigerTV or the archive, I hope you are, what you see out here are the June contracts. Now, the June contracts just completed rolling over from March out here. So when we take a look at our TAS market profiles, the data, in essence, that we have is somewhat limited. But here's what we know about it. And I don't want to confuse you, but probably going to confuse you. But here's what we know right now, and take a look at the June contracts. Inside the ES Mini and the NQ, prices above the top of its daily or weekly profile, and therefore it's above resistance and has the freedom to run higher. We'll take a look at where price is likely targeted, what levels it is that you need to watch. If we take a look at the Dow equity futures contract, it has cleared the top of its daily box yesterday and the day before, and this says it wants to run to the 263 level. That's another 200 points north of where we're at. Now, when I give you these levels, doesn't mean it has to happen today. Could happen today, but doesn't have to happen today. In the case of the Russell 2000, it appears that it's ready to run to 1607. That's the top of that weekly profile. Now, during the contract rollover period specifically, or if I'm trying to get longer term, longer range profiles, what I need to use is Stevie's composite contracts. And it's a way of stitching together all of the prior contracts, slightly different than using a continuous contract in order to be able to generate market profile information. Well, in this case here, you're going to see when I switch over there, well, you're sort of going to see that it can generate different profile information. So that begs the question, which one is right? They're both right to a certain extent. You pay attention to both of the data points out here. Here's the conclusion that I want you to draw. Well, I don't care what you draw. Here's the conclusion that the charts want us to draw, which is that price is above resistance on the ES Mini and the NQ. It's really above a resistance point on the YM. It's above resistance inside the TF, and everything wants higher prices. So seeing the equity futures contracts trading up this level, trading at this level at 8 o'clock in the morning, makes all the sense in the world. Now, because we're doing a morning show, because we can also dive down into the shorter term time frames out here, let's do that before I switch over to the composite contracts. If we take a look at the ES Mini as an example, and we go from the daily time frame, which is where we were, down to a 30-minute time frame, what we're going to see is this formed on cue. This formed a Tommy DeMark setup 9 count. You'll see the number 9 as the ES Mini was making its high this morning. Oftentimes you see if you're going to see a turn, you'll see it on bars 8, 9, or the bar after 9. In this case here, it was on bar 9. Does that mean a top is in and you should back up the truck and sell? For goodness sakes, no. You're just ignoring what we just looked at on the daily time frame chart. So, no, you can't do that. Now, if in fact we were to see support broken in the ES Mini, well, that could be a different story. So where's support on the ES Mini? It's really at 2 different levels out here. There's a couple of different levels of support that we want to look at. The first level, actually, now that I look at this, there's really 3 levels out here that Stevie, 4 levels. Come on, Steve-O, get to it already. Well, first we can see that the ES Mini is just pulling back in the top of its bear structured daily profile. That's at 28.49, 75 or 28.50. So that's a level of support. If that is broken, then because it's a bearish structured box, we know that buyers and sellers were lined up here in the 28.48 level. So that would be a secondary level of support. A third level would be the bottom of the box, 28.46. So price could, if this 9 count really kicks in here, we can see where price could take it down to the 28.46. It could even take it down to the beginning of that 9 count, or the low of that 9 count. That happened to be the bar at 3 o'clock this morning, and that price level is 28.4150. So it'd be 28.4150 that price would have to break through. Now, this is 8 o'clock. This is a half-hour chart. We've got several half hours occurring between now and 1 o'clock, and this could be slightly different at that stage of the game. But right now, certainly with regard to those folks that are listening in here on the live show and our intraday traders out there, now, here's the beauty of it. You know where your support levels are. Here's the beauty of that 9 count. First, and price, by the way, has just come down and tested really Stevie's green line as well as the top of that 30-minute profile. So it is still, quite frankly, very bullish out here. Now, in my tools, it really says that 9 bar wasn't the bar to watch for a breakout. Any move above 28.50 to 50, it's off to the races. We'll be right back.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching TigerTV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. If you're listening in, this show is being recorded. It's now 8:18 in the morning, but pertinent to trading this afternoon as well. And so early in the morning here at 8:18, we looked at the ES Mini on a 30-minute basis. We can see the same type of pattern here inside the Dow Equity Futures contract. It achieved that 9 count. That identified just a short-term top. Prices pulled back to its what we'll call its second level of support, which was really the center of its bearish structured profile out here, 26,049. The next level of support on any pullback out here, should there be one, at this stage it doesn't appear to, but the next stage of support would be 26,020, and then the final would be where that 9 count began. That's 25,976. Again, taking out the high. When I say the high, really, I would refer to not the actual high, I would refer to this bar here that came in after that 9 count. That's 26,074. Any close above that is a continuation move to the upside out here. Now, let's switch off of the short-term time frames because I want to give you a good picture as to what the markets are communicating to you and I this morning. We're going to move from the June contracts, that's what we have here, to Stevie's composite contracts. Remember, composite contracts just simply allow me to stitch together all of the historical futures contracts in order to really be able to generate what I believe are more reliable. They're all reliable, but I'll just call it better data, different data. Just more data you have, the better off you are. It's at least Stevie's thinking out here. So what does this tell us about the ES Mini? Now, you're not seeing the blue and green, and this is the left-hand panel we're looking at. You're not seeing blue and green. In fact, let me just do this here. Let me just open up the window, and we open up the window. You're going to see this is about, it's a daily time frame that we're looking at, but it's also showing us the monthly and the quarterly TAS market profiles. There are no new profiles as of 8:20 this morning on the daily or weekly time frame. Now, in this case here, you can see the white lines, by the way. Those are monthly. The actual data points, you can see either on the right-hand side of the screen or inside my data box, in that little left window over there. And you'll see that the top of that monthly profile is 2892. The center, 2828. It's a bearish structured box on a monthly basis, just simply because the center line, where both buyers and sellers at point of control are comfortable with price, reside. And so since that center, that point of control is closer to the top, Stevie refers to it as a bearish structured box out there because you have lots of sellers, so to speak, theoretically lined up between 28.28 and 28.92. Now, once price clears that point of control, whichever direction it clears, it's a pretty good signal as to what the intent of price is. In this case here, we know that we've cleared 28.28. We're about 25 points, give or take, above that level. And this would suggest to you and me that those of you that are top pickers with regard to the ES Mini, go away and wait until price gets to 28.85 to 28.92. Now, today's day and age, that could happen in a heartbeat. That could take place in one single day. I'm not saying that it's going to, but I'm saying that those of you that are trying to short the market out here right now, probably now's not the best time. At least with regard to if you have any respect for these profiles out here, because you're above daily and weekly, and now you're above monthly, and looks like you're headed to a monthly with regard to the point of control, and looks like you're headed into that congestion zone, 28.85 to 28.92. Yeah, that's what it says. Now, I'm going to step back just for a moment and take a look at that bigger picture out here, because I think this is helpful to understand. Here is when I say the bigger picture, this chart here takes a look at many different instruments from across the globe, many different indices from across the globe. You'll see two different kind of data panels. On the left, I've got the Dow Equity Futures Contract. And on the right, I've got the ES Mini. You'll see that the ES Mini and YM sign out there slightly different because, again, here I'm using the composite data, so I have got all of my historical data out here. Now, what you can see in the big picture is that the U.S. equity markets are the leaders by far since March of 2009. The way that you know that is look at column number 3. It says ROC, and the ROCQ. And what it's referring to is the rate of change. So this is a quarterly time frame. And so it's not exact to the tick, by the way, on the bottom of the March 2009, but it is good enough to measure each of these this way. So this shows on a quarterly base, we're looking at about a 382% return rate of change since that low. Now, one would say, God, that is just simply Marvy out there. But the reality is, and what's even more important, are the 3 lines underneath the Dow Equity Futures Contract out here. Because what you're going to see is that you might think that's good in terms of U.S. dollars, but if you were a card-carrying euro, you thought I was going to say something else. I got you there. If you're a card-carrying euro trader, you've really got something to celebrate. Now, almost it's 460% versus 380%. Now, that's really important. Somebody might just say, that's just data. Well, it is data. It's what we would call muy importante data out there. Because what this tells us is that European traders are saying, I like the move inside the U.S. markets. I'm going to park my money over here instead of over there. And where could over there be? Over there could have been the DAX. But in euros, that's a 230% increase versus 460. Holy shnikes out there. Take a look at the FTSE. They might have said, hey, let me just put it over in the FTSE. And no, that's 117% move. Maybe I should put it in the Shanghai. No, that's like this is referring to euros. That's a 50% move. You see, as you look down there, you can just easily see how lopsided. Remember all the folks, including myself, way back when, not now. No, because we follow the global flow of capital. Remember, the markets are moving higher on light volume. How could that be? Or people might blame it on quantitative easing or this or that. There was all right. The reality is, what's that guy's name? Tom Cruise. I know his name, but he played in that movie out there, Show Me the Money. That wasn't the name of the movie, but you're all familiar. Well, this is showing you the money out here. This is where it's flowing. Now, since the December lows, from a weekly standpoint, about 13 weeks in off those December lows, we can see here that actually the move higher has been pretty well represented across the board. Only about a 15% increase Now here I'm looking at the ETF structures. So here we've got ETFs versus the futures contracts out here. But what we can see out here is, hey, look, you got a 15% move in the Dow. You've got in the United Kingdom, EWU, by the way, would be its ETF, 16% move. Australia, 13%. Canada, 19%. Hey, North America, China, 20% out there. India, not so much. Germany, yeah, not so much, 10%. Japan, not so much. How about the mid and small cap international large ETF out there, IEFA? You gotta like saying that, 14%. Okay, not too bad. Emerging markets, 13%. Brazil, 19. Pretty broad market rally out there. But it's still the U.S., folks. It's still the U.S. That's really important to know. We'll be right back. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So you're listening to the show being recorded here, 8:30 this morning. If you're listening at 1:30, thanks so much for doing that. There are a few requests that we have that have come in. One actually from yesterday that I want to get to. We didn't get a chance to do that until the very end of the show. And the individual is interested in Greenbrier Companies, ticker symbol GBX, and was looking at this as a potential buy. So as we take a look at it, first of all, let me put this on a well, we've got the daily here. First, let's do this. First, the charts that we're looking at show us the daily, weekly, and the monthly market profile data. So the bottoms of the boxes are potential support if prices above it, their resistance if prices below it. And in the case of the daily time frame chart, we're well below the bottom of its box, which was 40.68. Bullish in structure. See how when price closed below that level on March the 4th, because it was bullish in structure, nothing more bearish than a failed bearish pattern, price just went back to its lows out here. In fact, what was also taking place over the past couple of weeks is last week price broke below a bullish structured weekly profile. So that's a real problem out here. That old support has to now be resistance, 38.73. So would you get in on this equity? Because the question was, should I go long when it's right now trading at 38.21, knowing that 38.73, just 50 cents higher, is resistance? I don't think the reward risk is there, especially because on the longer term time frame, the monthly that is, price is below the monthly profile. So what you and I would have to identify, it'd be some type of advanced pattern, leading indicator pattern, that would signal to you and I that there is the potential for a bottom. Do we see that in looking at these charts? We do not, or I do not see that. Maybe someone else sees it. I don't see it. Now let's take a look at Stevie's other charts out here, my Ninja Trader chart. So here's what we know. Let me see where the close was. Was it the close was? So this is not going to be a 9 count out here because the close was, and it's because today's data hasn't started flowing. It's why the counts are still there. Doesn't consider a session closed out until the next day starts, which is really a bummer, but it is what it is. So I see a signal out here for a further rally, but I don't know that means that it's a bottom. And price basically yesterday got up to Stevie's red line and traded below it. It's another reason to say not so fast out here. With regard to what other patterns, I just don't have any other pattern clear out here. I don't have any other pattern really. I mean, is this a possibility? Let me see if this tool is working for me here right now. I could draw a potential butterfly pattern. So let me see what this actually would kind of look like. I think it's more of a forced, pattern out here, and I hate to force them in. That does not look like that would look like the type of butterfly that Stevie would draw, because I am no artist, as most of you know out there. So we're not going to go with that. Not going to go with that. So I've got to say, sit tight on this. You need some more proof inside of ticker symbol GBX Greenbrier companies out there. Hope that helps you out. Now, we do have a couple questions that have come in this morning. One earlier, one from Josh S. And the question is MUX, M-U-X is the ticker symbol, M-U-X. The question is MUX a sell? The news looks bad. Thanks for your help. So I think that the question really, I would rephrase it this way. I don't think that Josh is asking if this is a short. He's asking if this is a sell, slightly different. The reason why I would say he's not asking if this is a short, because this is a $1.64 stock. This is a mining stock. There's no way that if you try to short it, the most you could make, this has to go to zero. Not likely to happen out there, McEwen Mining. So I think the question is more, is this thing headed lower? And that's really what I would want to investigate. You would never, ever, 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 ever short something, really, quite frankly. I mean, you got to take a look at what industry it's in and so forth, but certainly not in the dollar range. Even $10 or $20 would be, dangerous. And here you're in an industry where the top guys are trying to buy each other out. So you don't want somebody with weak hands, like potentially McEwen Mining, to be an entity that you would be short. Now, is this headed lower? Hey, below the bottom of the daily, below the bottom of the weekly, not below the bottom of the monthly. So the monthly gives you a price target of 136. Quite frankly, it's kind of where a breakout began. That was the month of February 2016, a little wide-ranging bar out there. So 136 looks to be your price target to the downside, Josh. That's what I really want to try to do. Now, what we can also see out here is that the last time that the bulls arrived We're right here on the trading day of March the 8th. Now, the reason is because that set up your three-river morning star, bullish reversal signal. So with regard to where is it the bullish point of view, where did bulls last try to, show their big guns out there? It would be at $1.61. So you got $1.61 and $1.36 again on the monthly, but on the daily time frame, you're looking at about $1.61. That could be your potential support out here. So is it headed lower? Whoops, looks like it is, but how much lower? I don't know if it's going to bust through $1.61. If it does, then it's $1.36 out there. So does it look bad? It doesn't look great. That's for sure out here. But it looks like price could just simply be coming back to the larger breakout area, and that would be that February 1st level. So thanks for the question. I hope that helps to clarify at least what Stevie sees out here. A couple of questions. Oh, good. Some folks are actually up early. Really not early, 8:36. Who hasn't been up for 3 hours by now, 3.5 hours? So James writes in and says, "Hi, Steve. When you look at Amazon, I'm in with a profit. So let's go look at Amazon, and congrats on the profit. Can it get back to near its high?" So let's take a look at it. So again, just from the standpoint of market profiles, you're above the daily, you're above the weekly, you're inside the monthly, and the monthly's giving you a signal 1910.98. Now that's not all the way back up to its highs, but you're at 1742. It's a little bit below 200-point move to the upside. That's what this shows us right now with regard to Amazon, where it wants to head to. So let's go take a look at what else can we see about Amazon. Let's put up Stevie's other charts out here, see what other pattern that we have, and really almost kind of sideways-ish, I'd say that your real resistance is going to be at the next level. You've got several levels of resistance, but we're just going to go with this one here. We talked about the three-river morning star, right, on the previous chart. Now we got the three-river evening star pattern out here, and that sets up your resistance. That's the high of November 8th. That's 1784. You're at 1742. So the question of, will it get back to its highs? If it clears this next level of resistance in that price point 1784, then I say it heads back into that 12. I have one signal says 2011, but we'll settle for 1910 at this stage of the game out there. So James, yeah, looks pretty good. I just see a tad of resistance overhead out there. So we get back from this break, we're going to go take a look at what are we going to take a look at? We're going to take a look at something. BHC for John in Sarasota. We'll be right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the tax opportunity zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Equity Futures up 86 right now. S&P up 8.5. That means we're taping the show live. It's 8:42. How else can you tape the show? Can't be unlive. But you're hearing the recorded version if you're listening at 1:42 in the afternoon. So we do have a couple of questions. One was for John in Sarasota. John in Sarasota is interested in taking a look at Bausch Health companies out here. Now, we take a look at the monthly time frame chart. We can see just massive accumulation in this equity. I'm not going to make any assumptions out here. So it's between $10 and $24 out there. No big breakouts or anything along those lines. Although what we can say is that price is above the top of a monthly profile, so not too bad out here. If we take a look at the daily time frame, price in essence, John, here stopped just at about the top of its box, 24.51. So if price can clear that, what it ought to do is move up and test the 26.17 level. That's the high from 220, February 20th out there. That would be the message that I see at this stage. If I look at a weekly time frame chart, see what we have out here, a series of higher highs and higher lows. So looks like a bullish run here. This would say the move, if it clears the top of that level we looked at, is 26.26 on a weekly time frame. Which is basically, I think, what we looked at. We said 26.17. So that becomes your resistance-ish type area out here. Is there anything else to suggest? Let me pull over BHC out here on this. And so this chart would say also a close above the March 5th high. Come on, work with me here. The March 5th high is 24.70. So you get above 24.70, that move higher in the short term is what I would see for ticker symbol BHC. And what we just looked at on a monthly basis and a weekly basis shows signs of higher highs and higher lows out there. So that's what Stevie sees. What do you see? Does that help you out? So I hope that it does. That was for John. Thanks for listening in early in the morning. Okay, good. That was James responding back to that. Alex writes in, okay, good. Hey, everybody's up. S&P is up. This is oh, you gotta love it. So let's go to Alex's question. Hey, Steve, but Boeing is 11.5% off of the Dow. I thought it was just over around 10%, but let's not, I'm going to go with you, 11.5%. Okay. Do you adjust your prices for the Dow when the largest stock is having a no? Here's what I would say with regard to Boeing. I would just look at Boeing. So here's so I can find it. Here we go. BA is a ticker symbol. I think it was right there. Here's what we know about Boeing out here and why the Dow itself, because the question was, hey, Boeing's a large percentage inside the Dow, so do we have to adjust the upper price targets or the lower price targets, the market profiles, things of that sort out here? We have to consider it, but here's what I would ask you to consider. Here's what we know. We know that gaps are our friends. Gaps are wide-ranging bars out there. It does look like it sometimes, most of the times, but if you color it in, it becomes a wide-ranging bar. What I'm referring to is the trading session from January 30th. Moves higher with 12 million shares. Sets up the gap. Yes, price came down with massive volume. When I say massive volume, 34 million shares. But here, when we draw the line at the bottom of that gap, the high of the trading session for January 29th, 367.78, and we take a look at what price has done, it has held that area. And the buyers, okay, the consortium of buyers that are out there, they are defending 367.78. Do not forget that. I mean, if you wanted to buy Boeing, we covered this on the day when it was moving lower into that level of support. This is an easy buy. Easy peasy. It would be a trade, okay? What you need to see is and the average daily price range on Boeing is $14.82 over the last 10 trading sessions right now. And what Boeing did yesterday was it tested again that breakout area and held, and it closed above its bullish structure daily profile. So what Boeing should do today, Alex, assuming it does not close below 367.78, it should head to 377.06 and then 399.80. Now 399.80, that could be the end of a counter trend rally, but support is held. Support has held. I don't know how else to take a look at what Boeing is doing out here. Yeah, I know there's lots of people that think all that volume that Boeing is headed down to the December 24th, December 26th area out there. It ain't headed there, not unless you see it close below support. And support is clearly in the 367.78 range out there. It's slightly lower because there was a new weekly profile that formed, which is at 362.90. So you have to get it close below that level in order to suggest that Boeing's going to get down to the 316-ish area out here. So, yeah, you got to take it into consideration. But I just got to I think it's better to look at the patterns going on inside the Dow. When we take a look at patterns going inside the Dow out here, I'm just not seeing anything to suggest that it wants to do anything but continue to run higher. Now, hey, it's 8:48 in the morning, and we had looked at the Dow 30-minute chart out here, and we took a look at it, and we said, hey, look, we could see that 9 count, so we can see price could easily pull back 26.020, nothing wrong with that, or move back down to 25.976. That's your downside target on this pattern out here. But point of control, bear structure point of control is holding price, containing price out here. So it looks pretty good. So the Alex, it's a good question, sound question. Maybe I'm just, well, yeah, I am that. But no, I think with regard to the profiles and everything, and in our evaluation here, that's kind of all we need to do. So Fred writes in, is this Fred? Yeah, Fred P. Good morning. I noticed that you drew a butterfly ninja. I did draw a butterfly ninja. Can you tell me where you got that drawing tool from? It's great. Thanks so much for a great show. Yeah, I'll send you an email for where you can purchase that drawing tool on Ninja Trader. So thanks for listening to the show out there. Although the pattern that I drew was a pretty bad-looking butterfly. You got it. But really, the kindergarten teacher called my mom in because of the stick figures that I was drawing out there. I think it was one of the sticks that maybe concerned her, but in any event. All right, so what do we want to take a look at next out here? What should we take a look at next? Let's take a look at gold. People are probably wondering, hey, what's gold doing? So if we go take a look at what gold is doing or what it's not doing, let's go ahead and expand the chart. What it's not doing is getting above the weekly point of control out here. So let's turn on the boxes. Let me see if they'll populate out here. Well, that's because I'm using this. I want to use this symbol here. So give me a second to put this up on the screen. So you got gold at 1308. When I put up my composite symbol, which again I think is slightly more reliable than using the April contract right now, what you can see is that gold is trading into into its center of its weekly profile, 1308.80. It's been a key level of resistance. So gold lovers out there, you really want to see it close above 1310. 1310 offers the promise of 1329. Otherwise, we're just in this little sideways range. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Hey, you're listening to the archive version. This is being taped. It's 8:54 in the morning. Probably be the same tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. And so tune in early if you're listening to the afternoon show. You can send me an email. And tomorrow morning, I'll go ahead and take a look at your instrument out there. S&P wants to take a look at Corvus Pharmaceutical Holdings, CRBP. I don't know why I want to switch that around. I guess peanut butter, but instead of butter peanut. But CRBP is the ticker symbol. And here's what we know about this equity. From a profile standpoint, it's above the top of the daily. So it broke out a few days ago. So that's a bullish looking move. It's inside the weekly. Says the next move should take price up to 761. It's just slightly above the center of the monthly profile. Longer term horizon would say 996 is possible. Equally balanced profile out there. Look how this profile worked. This profile on a monthly basis forms back here in April, and then you get a test in April, by the way, of 2017, and then you get a test of that level in January 2018. So you'd respect that 996 area out here. If I look at Stevie's other charts, what we can see is that this thing formed with a nice 9 count. Little Tommy DeBark 9 count out there. You really want to understand this pattern. Prices above Stevie's red line. That suggests a move higher, and the move higher would be about $8 on my Ninja Trader charts out here that I would be looking at. So it does look to me like CRB as in boy, P as in Paul wants to head higher. So S&P, I hope that helps you out. Folks, as far as your day is concerned, at this stage here, you've got price above resistance in the ES, the NQ, the YM, the Russell 2000. It's suggesting higher prices. Thanks so much for being here live. Thanks for being here on Memorex. Stay tuned. Following this show this morning, Basil Chapman sitting in for Larry Pesavento. David White, of course, to follow this afternoon. So have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you sometime tomorrow. Take care.